Handyman Braun. Just going to shoot you a quick video here to let you know what I'm up to right now. This is Thursday, and working on a new project. I finished up that Cub Cadet 1730 and got back to the guy, and we worked out a deal where he gave me a few engines here, you might say, part of the deal. A little bit of cash too, needless to say, but I made out okay on it. He works at this tool rental store, and this is what they had sitting collecting in the back room, and they told him to load up his truck and haul him down to the scrap yard and get maybe $25 out of this truckload for scrap. And he said, I know somebody would rather have them, use them, parts off of them, if nothing else. And boss said, okay, fine, that'd be good. And we worked out a deal where I gave him the equivalent to $25 off of his bill. And he turned around and gave that to the boss, he said. So that's great. But anyway, have 10 complete small engines, 3.5 up to whatever this Honda GX610 twin cylinder is. And he said it come off of it, you can see here. Maybe you can see. He said it came off a ditch witch, good, but incomplete. And I could tell it's G10. I don't know if you see that. Upside down, GX610, 18 horsepower. Oh, okay, there it is, 18 horsepower. Wow. It's a Honda, missing the starter and this flywheel cover here, an air cleaner. Plus, it looks to me like it had a little gas fire on top of the carburetor, and nothing seriously melted or damaged. This crankcase vent hose here is kind of toasted, and this insulation on this wire here is a little toasty, but for the most part it's complete, and somebody started tinkering with it, I guess. It does crank over, but they just went ahead and put a new engine on it and said heck with it. So I'm going to try to fix it up, see if I can get it started. It is horizontal shaft, but maybe I'll find somebody needing one. Have 1, 2, 3, these Honda, look like they're a GX160, 5.5 horsepower. This one and the two white gas tanks. An extra muffler for one of those. These nifty little old Briggs & Stratton older model engines, single cylinder. The engine code is anywhere from a 95 to a 98, and this one here that's complete is a 5 horsepower, you can see, and the code on it's right there. And it says a 98, 01, 31 of 98. Whatever that YA means on the code, what it was built for. Maybe like use on a rototiller or something. But it's all pretty much complete except for an air cleaner and a gas cap. Almost none of these have gas caps on them. One little 3.5 horsepower over there, Briggs, has a gas cap, and it's mostly complete too. No freaking air cleaners on most of these. The 3 Honda GX160s had air cleaners on them, complete. But this 5 horsepower here, I was just tossing around the idea, see if it'll fit on my old Western Auto rototiller there, front tine tiller. That old one is 3.5, somewhere between 3.5 and 5 horse engine, old sucker. And I just tinkering with it. I thought it was seized up, but it's not. It'll turn over. The last time I used it, the reason I quit using it, it has a broken governor on the inside half of it. Something about it is broken. I haven't taken it apart to fix it yet. Don't really want to. That's an ancient beast. And now that I have a few newer engines, 2 5-horsepower you see here, this one's a 98. That one probably is about a 95 or so thereabouts. And then them two there, now they both say 95 on them. And probably could have parts, some of these old beasts there. There's several blocks down there on the ground. Just a couple of them were suffering little casualties here, but 2 of those broken. Little extra ventilation hole in the crankcase there. But every one of them, I'm now going to be able to say I've got spare bolts to put together my other projects with. And every one of them has got a good oil drain on it. And these that have filters on them. One of these others, besides this one here, this GX610 had a pressurized lubrication on it. I thought one of these others did too. I can't tell now what. But anyhow, there's a few good parts on every one of them. And take carbs and coils and bolts. Have a good box of bolts started here pretty soon. Use some more of my kitty litter containers for bolts alone. And got several more gas tanks here. And all kinds of, even threw in this pallet back here that I'm going to see if I can, yeah, there's a light, got the light on, okay. We'll put them engines back in here for now. Oh, we're going to toss around this idea here with you. This bench I bought had those 2 sheets of, looked like finished birch plywood on them. Bought them from a guy for $15 for this workbench, and he had a cabinet shop. And I'm going to make that as a outdoor workbench out here in the carport, to not very high off the ground, just high enough to run up a riding mower onto it, and or a motorcycle that way. And may try to rig up a lift system for it. Got some ideas there, anyhow. Then my Kawasaki here, going to be rat bike here one of these days. I kept meaning to get started on it this winter in earnest, but it never happened. But it's definitely going to be a good rat bike project one day. See, if several years ago I got started painting that front wheel bright red, they called it VHT wheel caliper paint in the shake and squirt cans. Then I experimented with doing my own white walls, painted them on, but I forgot to wash the old UV coating off. First you're supposed to, then supposedly you can paint your own white walls and it'll stick. Anywho, got all the parts to put this bike back together. I'm sure tempted to leave them ape hangers on them. Got the original stupid low handlebars, as well as swoopy style of pullback handlebars, kind of off those early 80s, mid 80s Yamahas and some Hondas. But I like the look of these you could call them ape hangers. but might even come off a bicycle. I don't know. But anyhow, that's a real passion of mine. I want to get this bike fixed up, finished, and even if I turned around and sold it, I don't know. Anyhow, good to do another video again. Watching neighbor over there. He's the man I bought that GX, not the GX, that Hydro 185 John Deere from. And so, no, it came from some decent country folk. Anyhow, I'm excited, just standing here kind of sorting things out and figuring out what I'd like to do with this one and that one. Any of you guys have some spare parts or would like to buy this Honda GX610, know somebody might be interested, give me a message or respond in the comments below here. But I'd sure like to tinker with this, get it running, and see what it sounds like. It supposedly ran fine, but it was starting to mess up and bog down on them. And if that carb did catch fire, it might have a serious gasket leak in it or something. So I don't think it's a major problem, but I'm going to investigate that engine a lot more seriously and see what I can do to it. And did I ask this already or not? Inside this Honda, this Briggs & Stratton gas tank here, there's a plastic baffle down in there and a hunk of foam rubber. I found another hunk of foam rubber just like that laying over here with this stuff out of another engine. Was that supposed to be some kind of baffle or something? Anywho, just rambling on, and get this video posted and talk at y'all later. And I'm working on my own John Deere. It wouldn't start. I'm going to adjust the valves and maybe have to put a new battery in it. But that's about it. And I finally got it started, jump started, but then my deck belt wouldn't engage. Deck, I don't know if the hubs are a little stuck or the belt needs adjusting up or what. But anyhow, that's what I'm doing right now. Hope y'all having a good day. Talk at you later. Take her easy out there. Bye.